Today at 4, JCPS hoping for a redo to the start of the school year tomorrow, this time without a busing meltdown.
Elementary and middle school students head back in the morning after a week off for the district to fix its problems. Remember that some students were stuck on buses until 10 o'clock at night on the school district's first day.
WDRB's Darby Bean breaks down the big changes for tomorrow that we're going to see. Darby?
Well, Cochran Elementary is one of those schools where students will be returning tomorrow. We've seen several buses driving through here today, practicing their routes. As you mentioned, tomorrow is when elementary and middle school students will return to the classroom, and high school students will go back on Monday. JCPS says the district has learned a lot over the last several days and says it's unacceptable that on the first day of school it took until almost 10 p.m. to get all kids home. There is now an app that parents will be able to use to know where their kids are, but it will not roll out for parents by tomorrow. The district is working on that internally first, so schools will have access to it, and so will the call center staff that answers the phone if parents call that 485 RIDE hotline with any questions. JCPS says if your child's bus is late by around 45 minutes, that is when parents should start calling. The district says first call the school because, again, the school will have access to that app, and if there are still more questions, then that's when you should call 485 RIDE. And while JCPS is hoping for a much better transportation experience tomorrow, the district says, remember, this is still just the second day of school.
Parents should absolutely expect that there will still be buses that are running late. It is absolutely going to happen. I cannot tell you how late that is going to be, but we are telling folks that that is something you have to anticipate.
Here are some other changes. Buses will no longer wait at depots for an extended period of time. Late students will be put on a different bus or a JCPS van. Some bus drivers will have what's called a shoulder buddy with them now. Those are JCPS staff members who will help them navigate. JCPS says 26 bus drivers have asked for one of those helpers. There will be added traffic flow support at certain areas, and there's a lot more people now at that call center to be able to answer those questions when they come in.
All right, Darby, what about early childhood? We found out today that was supposed to start soon. Now it's being delayed another 2 weeks at least. Why?
Yes, Gilbert. So we talked to JCPS directly about that today. They said they understand parents are going to be frustrated about that as well. But here's the deal. JCPS says in order to work on this transportation plan, they're using the buses from early childhood centers to now help with K through 12 students. So that is why those early childhood centers are being delayed at least 2 weeks. And the district is trying to figure out a long-term solution to that to get those early childhood kids back in without disrupting transportation now for K through 12 students who, at least for right now, are going to be relying on those buses.
Well, we'll be following it to see just how late they might be, how many buses are involved, and how it goes as they try to return. Thanks, Darby.